Let's look at these pictures. The Prime Minister being welcomed by the Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis alongside Union Minister Gadkari and also the BJP State Chief. As we speak, first pictures of the Prime Minister with Mohan Bhagwat from inside the Smruti Mandir. Let's open this up. Tushar Gupta is also joining us. So is Shekhar Iyer. Mr. Iyer, while we stay on these pictures, many people want to know, why is this visit so important?
Well, the visit is largely to, correct some perceptual differences. I do not think there is any very big differences, that have cropped up between the Sangh leaders and the Prime Minister. There cannot be differences because BJP, since inception, has always been the political arm of the Sangh. And the only thing is BJP is more concerned with the political challenges to carry forward the ideology of the RSS and the goals of the RSS. So, and I feel in the last, since 2014, the government under Prime Minister Modi has only been implementing a lot of the ideals and ideas of the RSS. But what has happened is, under Prime Minister Modi, there was definitely an effort to show that the government of Prime Minister Modi is not, completely a government of the RSS. See, that is an impression the Prime Minister never wanted. And that is the impression the RSS also did not want. But some statement here and there has led to so much of interpretation in the public domain as to, make it appear as if that they are at loggerheads and they have to come together. You see, during Vajpayee's time, what was the criticism by the opposition? That, Vajpayee is forced to follow the RSS line. It is RSS which is dictating the NDA. I mean, because after all, the BJP has been very conscious, both during the Vajpayee's time and under Modi's time, not to give this impression that it is helpless under some kind of a diktat from an organization which is outside the political arena, directly. So that is why under Prime Minister Modi, whatever ideas and objectives which the RSS also has on a long-term basis, which is basically the cultural emancipation of India. And that cultural emancipation of India also includes the core Hindu ethos and values. Because whenever we talk of cultural emancipation of India, for a long time it has been as if it is against the Hindu ethos and Hindu values. But the RSS approach is any cultural emancipation of India, anything that is to do with integrating India in terms of cultural, you call it Bharatiyata, you call it Hindutva, whatever it is, that is a long-term goal. And that long-term goal, is inculcating the generations to come and the present generation also with the love for the country. That is idealism to be pursued, nation first. You see, after all, the concept of nation first that the Prime Minister has often been speaking, it is a nation first concept of the RSS. So if you ask me, since I've observed RSS and the BJP for a long time, over 3-4 decades, all I can say is what is being made out in public domain is not actually the situation. Yes, there are differences in terms of, there could be differences in terms of how the Prime Minister views certain things, how the RSS leadership looks. Right. But let us be very clear, the RSS leadership is more concerned with some of the long-term objectives of the movement that was started by Dr. Hegdewar and carried forward by subsequent RSS leadership. Right. That is much more important. And today's visit, let us not assume, both the Prime Minister and the RSS top leaders are going to sit and have a long session and they are going to thrash out some differences. That is not true. You don't need a session like this. And also I can say, with a lot of information at my command, that there have been interaction in this period. It is not that they have never met and they have never listened to each other. I think a lot of confusion was caused because in the run-up to the elections, JP Nadda, BJP president, was saying, rather he was stating some kind of a factual situation where RSS has been encouraging BJP to develop its own.
That's right. And that was twisted, Mr. Iyer, we know the ecosystem to suit their narrative. And when you use the word perceptual correction in the beginning, I think it is precisely that. It's not as if, two leaders, Mr. Modi and Bhagwat, need pose of cameras to discuss or thrash out their differences. So there is continuity and conversation both. Tushar, before I come to you, I want to, just describe the pictures for our viewers. What appears as an ordinary photo opportunity is a powerful image, viewers, of continuity, conviction. As you can see, the Prime Minister in his crisp kurta, bowing respectfully, while Bhagwat, ever the understated ideologue, if I can call him that, standing firm, the two leaders, they have one mission, paying tribute to the vision that shaped modern India's Hindu nationalist journey, as the RSS likes to, describe its journey. Now, if you look closely, viewers, this is more than just ceremony. It's a statement by both Mr. Bhagwat and the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Modi, only the second Prime Minister, as we know, to step into this sacred space after Vajpayee, bringing the weight of the nation's highest office to the RSS headquarters here, or the space where RSS headquarters is not very far from, in Nagpur, elevating its legacy on a day that celebrates renewal. It's Gudi Padwa. At the cost of repeating myself, viewers, this is, the timing is important. Back Tushar in just a bit, but I want to go back to our colleagues, Arunil Saradekar, Pragya, Swati Joshi, and Ravikant. Arunil, many people in the run-up to this meeting have said that, look, RSS holds the remote control.
Well, that is right. A historic visit of PM Modi. Now, Gudi Padwa, Pranesh, is about new beginnings as well. Now, is this a new beginning of a renewed relation between the RSS and the BJP? That is also an interesting aspect that many basically are speaking about. Recently, we had seen several comments being made from both the sides, be it RSS or be it several BJP leaders as well. And before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, it was JP Nadda, the BJP chief, who went to the extent of saying that BJP as a party doesn't need hand-holding. And after that, we had seen how the repercussions were faced by the BJP as well in the Lok Sabha elections. But subsequently, during the several state elections, particularly during the Maharashtra elections as well, Devendra Fadnavis, who was the tallest BJP leader from Maharashtra, could be seen going to the RSS headquarters several times and meeting the top RSS leaders, be it Delhi elections, be it Haryana. Many BJP leaders could be seen meeting top RSS functionaries as well. Now, whether a dialogue will be held between PM Modi and Mohan Bhagwat about who's going to be the next BJP chief, that is also an interesting aspect that many in the political circles basically are speaking about. Be it PM Modi always has mentioned about the fact that how RSS has inspired him to work for the people and to basically sacrifice for the people. He recently called RSS as the Vat Vruksh as well, as the grand banyan tree, which is holding India's traditions, culture together and passing it on to the next generation as well. Extremely significant visit. And post the visit at memorials of Golwarkar and Dr. Hedgewar, he will also be coming to the Diksha Bhumi. This is again an very significant landmark in the city of Nagpur. In 1956, it was Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar who had embraced Buddhism with 6 lakh of his followers, and every day thousands of the followers of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar come to the Diksha Bhumi. So a very symbolic message, a strategic message basically PM Modi and the BJP is trying to convey over here. Festivities clearly can be seen across Nagpur. BJP Karyakartas basically are celebrating Gudi Padwa, but more importantly, they are celebrating the homecoming of their tallest leader, that is PM Modi.
Unarguably, the most popular pracharak, Mr. Iyer, would it be wrong to call him that?
No, definitely, today the top leadership of RSS are all contemporaries of our Prime Minister. There is no doubt about it. Mohan Bhagwat himself, his journey as well as the journey of our Prime Minister as a Swayamsevak, they are contemporaries. And also, whether it is Mohan Bhagwat or now Dattatreya Hosbole. These are RSS leaders who have great admiration for Modi. There is no doubt about it. And in terms of, inculcating, or in terms of, understanding the core values of RSS and to how to put it into action, I think Modi knows best. That is something that has been acknowledged by RSS leaders several times. Yes, there are certain matters when it concerning economic issues, economic affairs, where there has been concerns by the RSS leadership, which has often
Mr. Iyer,
got expressed.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Let me quickly go to Pragya Kaushika. Pragya, I believe there's some action in your frame. What's happening?
PM is leaving, Pranesh, and PM came here at 8:55. If you can see the visual, the cavalcade of PM is leaving Smruti Mandir. PM has already left for Diksha, Bhumi, where Mr. B.R. Ambedkar embraced Buddhism. But this is a very important, significant meeting, and the visit of Prime Minister at Smriti Temple is very symbolic right now. Strong messaging, both political and ideology-wise. Prime Minister has stated that this is the ideology that I come from, and he has re-emphasized it. If you remember, this is not just for the country, India, and for the opposition, but also for the world. Remember, when PM came to power, when BJP came to power, in fact, in 2014, the interest of all these other nations and their embassies grew in RSS. They wanted to know what RSS stands for and what is the ideology, because they knew that Prime Minister's policies are set to be guided by the policies and ideology of RSS. If you can see, the cavalcade has just left. Inside were CM Fadnavis and also Union Home Minister Mr. Nitin Gadkari, along with Bhagwatji and Suresh Bhaiyaji Joshi, with the Prime Minister. We saw the visuals. There must be a meeting of at least 15 minutes between both of them. Is the kind of visual that we had seen, Prime Minister paying floral tributes, that was for 10 minutes, and then there was a photo opportunity for the Sangh functionaries of Nagpur region, and after that there was quite some time for Mr. Bhagwat and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's a very symbolic and political visit also, especially at a time when BJP is looking at organizational changes, and not just in organization, but there are some changes in the government that is also expected, Pranesh. So very symbolic and very important visit that Prime Minister has paid on the auspicious day of Gudi Padwa, obviously emphasizing the point that he still celebrates Hindu Nav Varsh.
Mr. Iyer, it's a master stroke of optics and intent, and what a contrast and compliment this is. His next stop is Diksha, Bhumi. After paying homage at the Smruti Mandir, the Prime Minister on his way to Diksha, Bhumi, the place where Dr. Ambedkar embraced Buddhism. This is Prime Minister, I don't know, Prime Minister Modi's way of telling the world, look how inclusive the RSS or the Sangh ideology is.
You are absolutely right, Pranesh. There is definitely a big message in this. And the message are on two counts. The count number one is there is no contradiction between the RSS approach or the BJP approach towards unification of the society, for speaking up for the rights of the downtrodden, especially the Dalits and the tribals. And Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's act of embracing Buddhism, in that spot, that is at the Diksha Bhumi, has its own significance, because Dr. Ambedkar chose Buddhism because to send a message as to the oppression of the lower castes, and it was a symbolic act, because Ambedkar had several times expressed the view that he was against religious conversion. People, he never encouraged those who wanted to send out that message by either embracing Islam or Christianity. He rather wanted to convey the message that it is very important that we need to send a message to convey to all sections of the society about the oppression of the lower caste for several years, and that was best served by coming out of a system. That is where they approached Buddhism. And the fact that Prime Minister went to the RSS Smruti Mandir, then going to the Diksha Bhumi, shows there is no contradiction. Because there are several times opposition parties and those who are opposed to RSS BJP approach in politics have been trying to make out as if BJP is a party of upper caste, BJP is a party that is against Dalits, and it's against OBC. We saw the last Lok Sabha campaign was all about trying to show that BJP is against Dalits, BJP is against tribals. See, all that fell flat. It fell flat for the simple reason because right from inception, the BJP's approach and RSS approach have been to see, to see that all sections of the society, particularly the RSS has been very keen. If we need the Hindu society to move forward, we have to take every section along, particularly Dalits. And this caste discrimination in whatever manner and whatever levels that the Dr. Ambedkar had envisaged or envisioned, that had to be done, that had to be implemented. So that's the spirit of this message by going to Diksha Bhumi today, Pradesh.
And we'll talk about it, as we go along, Mr. Iyer. It's a pleasure having you here to break down the mindset, the optics, and the commentary around it. But